Kobac 8.
Hey guys, this is Rich and welcome to a Pacific Rim action figure review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Gipsy Danger Jaeger, and this was released by Neca. This is about a 7-inch figure. Pretty cool looking. On the back of the packaging, which was in the stupid plastic containers that you have to like cut open with scissors. I hate those ones. You can see that he had like open hands, and then in the figure he actually has closed fists. Now the figure does not come with any accessories, which is kind of a bummer because, like, if you've ever seen the movie, and spoilers if you've not seen the movie anyway, he had swords, and he also had like a plasma cannon that would come out of at his arm, like his hand would transform. That would have been cool for them to be able to like add some type of accessories to this, but they didn't. And it's not the end of the world, but you know what I mean? It's just kind of like one of those things that's like, just give me something, you know? But, this is actually probably my very first Neca figure I think that I've ever owned. Or that I bought brand new, at least, I think. Pretty impressed with it. Actually, I was thinking that the articulation would have been kind of poor, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Just starting at the top, you know, classically. The head, you can see here, it does have articulation. It is on a double ball joint, so like the other ball joints like in the head and then in the neck. But it doesn't have a lot of motion, and that's not really so much the toy's fault or the designer's fault. It mainly comes down to the way that the Jaeger was, you know, created. It wasn't made to have a whole lot of, you know, neck movement. Shoulders also on a ball joint, can rotate, that's about as far up as they can go, pretty far in. You can get a nice range of motion in there forward. Other articulation point is at the elbows, not a whole lot of motion. Then the wrist is totally ball joint. Hands can rotate 360 degrees, and you can rotate the shoulder all the way around if you want it as well. Waist articulation, pretty good range of motion here. Let's see, then at the hip, it can't open too far, but it does go forward enough to give you a little bit of, and back a little bit of motion, and it has enough movement there to be able to work with as far as posing. But you know, Neca isn't really, as far as I've ever been aware, Neca's never been one of those toy companies where they build them for like younger kids, you know, where they could do a lot of poses or anything like that either, like some of the other toy companies. They kind of just specialize in just like making it, and they're usually very good, nicely sculpted in detail and paint, but as far as articulation goes, not so much. Now with the knees, pretty good there. I mean, that's about as good as you could pretty much probably ever ask of any figure using like the standard, like you know, these regular plain type of joints. Then you've got the ankle is also on a ball joint, nice range of motion here, can rotate the foot 360, and then also here at the back where the ankle is, where like the bottom of the heel would be, you can totally lift it all the way up. So you can get him in some decent amount of poses. Nothing too crazy because he does have some limits, but he does look pretty nice. And paint job wise, I can see some places that I don't really care for, like the hands. I was looking at some of the pictures, and as far as like on the back of the packaging, he's pretty much the exact same color scheme as he is here. But I believe that in the movie, and I've been looking at some of the other pictures on the internet, at least his fingers and his thumbs were like, you know, metal colored. They weren't blue. So that's kind of one of those things. Like some other stuff that's kind of like, you know, it's kind of rushed. But I mean, these things come from China and stuff, and they're not super expensive. I believe these retail for like $18. I paid $20 at a comic book store. So even $20 for a figure, not the best paint job. Sculpt-wise, I think it's pretty good. Articulation, I like it. I wish it would have came with some accessories, but it is pretty cool, especially if you're going to pose him. Now, to kind of put him into some type of scale for you, because if you've never owned a figure this large, I have here one of the Mega Bloks Spartans, which are about the same size as a Lego minifigure. And you can see he easily towers over them. So, very large figures, pretty cool. There are only 2 other figures in the series. This is Series 1. You've got Gipsy Danger, Knife Head, which is the first monster in the movie that they fight, and then Crimson Typhoon, which was the Chinese Jaeger. I do not own the other 2 yet, but they do look pretty cool. I've seen them up close and whatnot. Just as a little extra side bit, I don't know if you are aware, if you happen to play a game called HeroClix, or maybe in your town or city they have a local comic book store that sells like miniature figures. This right here is Gipsy Danger. It is a HeroClix piece, and it's not massive like it would be, like what I would imagine. It's, you know, it's in a regular standard size base, but you have him here, and you know, he's way dwarfed by this. And actually, you can see the Gipsy Danger here in the minifigure, or the HeroClix figure, has 2 swords himself. So even HeroClix designed him having swords. So it would have been cool for him to have that. They didn't include it. The paint job is good, but it's not like super great like maybe some of like the McFarlane stuff for like Halo Reach and Halo 4. Well, Halo Reach more was really good. And you know, there's some other toy lines as well that have pretty decent paint jobs. Overall, though, I would give this a 4 out of 5. I'm interested to know, though, guys, what do you think about this? What do you wish they would have done more of? What do you wish they would have done better? You know, maybe you're just completely happy with it the way it is. Let me know down in the comment section. Always interested to hear what you guys have to say. And plus, if someone has a different opinion on something, sometimes, you know, I miss stuff, or somebody else just looks at it different, and it's really cool. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, commenting, subscribing. Let me know if you have any questions down below, and I will do my best to get back to you guys. Anyway, thank you very much again, and see you guys next time.
Rawr, I'm a dinosaur.